In the previous video, I was talking about trust and how important it is for having feedback conversations. In this video, I'm going to continue and share with you more important things that are necessary for you to give effective feedback. But before we get there, I want to talk about feedback culture. What is feedback culture? Feedback culture is culture where everyone feels comfortable giving feedback to everyone else. So it's not just the manager giving feedback to the employee, it's also the employee feeling comfortable giving feedback to the manager. Also, employees can give feedback to each other, so can managers. This is the type of culture where we improve our products, our processes, and we improve ourselves as employees, managers, and human beings. So we all benefit from being part of feedback culture. And a lot of companies and a lot of teams are talking about how they want to build feedback culture. So how do you build it? Well, there are 3 layers to it. The first layer of feedback is on-the-spot feedback. This is where you, as the manager, you immediately react when you notice something that could be improved or something that's going really well. The second layer of feedback is one-to-one conversations, where you, together with the employee, deep dive into things that they do well and things that they could improve. Maybe also tackle some challenges that they struggle with together. What I would say is that managers are typically very good at the on-the-spot feedback. But unfortunately, what I see very often in teams and in companies is that those regular one-to-ones don't happen regularly enough. There are plenty of companies that say, yes, we do have regular one-to-ones, once a year. That makes me very, very worried. Imagine how much happens during a day. If you live with someone, I can imagine that when you come back home, you want to debrief, talk about a few things that happened at work. That's just after one day. What about 1 week? Or a month? If you say, see your friends once in a month, don't you want to debrief and talk about a few things that happened at work? Which things are you going to talk about? Well, just the highlights, because it's been a month, right? So notice all that lost potential from all those small interactions, small things that happen, and we could all learn from these. But what if it's a year we're talking about? Now then things get very tricky, also because of recency bias. You don't remember everything that happened in January when you have a conversation in December. My top tip is to have one-to-ones at least every second week, ideally once a week. And if you are onboarding someone for a new person, I do recommend speaking to them daily. This is what I was doing when I was onboarding new people on my team. So we have 2 layers, on-the-spot feedback and regular one-to-ones. What about the third component? The third type of feedback are those deeper conversations where you sit down and say, let's have a chat. There is something we need to talk about. Let's be honest, quite often these are the change types of feedback, and sometimes people also refer to them as challenging conversations because it's about helping people get more self-awareness, so they may even be shocked by what you're telling them. Bro, really? Am I doing this? Now, the reason why I was talking about these 3 types of feedback is because I'm now going to link it back to trust. How much trust do you need to do all those different types of feedback? Well, when we think about the first layer, so on-the-spot feedback, you probably don't need that much trust. It's enough that you are their manager, you have the credibility, you are the expert in the role, and then you can help them out immediately when they are struggling with a specific task. One-to-ones, now here you probably need more feedback. Why? Because if they don't trust you, they will probably not open up and tell you about the things that they are struggling with and the things they need help with. But where you really need to have a trusted relationship is those deep feedback conversations. Over there, if you don't have trust, things can go really wrong. Potentially, they can even accuse you of harassment or discrimination. Now, there is something else that's very important when we talk about the different kinds of feedback. Change type of feedback and continue type of feedback. Back in the day, when I first became manager, this model was introduced to me, the famous feedback sandwich. And nowadays, we're laughing about this model, calling it the shit sandwich. Pardon my French. If you don't know what feedback sandwich is, the way this works is you open up with something that they're doing well, you sneak in something that they could improve on, and then you finish off with something great so that they walk out of this conversation motivated. But that's not what happens. In the next video, we're going to start off with the feedback sandwich. So until then, I will invite you to think, why are we laughing at it and now calling it the shit sandwich?